Hello, this is Michael Pucciarelli, the creator of the YouTube channel called Still Life Photography of Michael Pucciarelli. And in this quick, short webinar, I'm going to be talking about an adjustment layer called the gradient fill layer. And basically, you can play around with the angle to get the effect that you like. And basically what I'm using the gradient fill layer to make the sky a little more dark, a little more interesting, trying to add impact to my photograph. You can type in your angle, or you could play around with the clock here. And in both, decided to use the darker color blend mode. And then I adjust the opacity to get the effect I like. And, this is taken at the National Harbor on a very cold weekend. And I did the same thing over here where you can type in the angle, or you can play around with the angle here to get the effect that you like. And I decided to use a darken blend mode at an opacity of 91%. And I did the same thing. Only this is 90 instead of -90. You can play at the angle till you get the effect that you like, or you can just type in the angle. And this time, again, you could type in the angle, negative or positive, and you can also play with the angle thing here to get the effect that you like. And this time I decided to use a Lumosity blend mode. And I lower the opacity to make it look really realistic. Now you could type in the angle, or you could just play around with the clock here. And this time I use a linear light blend mode, but opacity of 90%. And again, I use a multiply blend mode of 53%. Now, I'm going to figure out, to illustrate what I'm doing, I'm going to do the same thing. Again, I don't want it at the bottom. I want it at the top. Now it's way too heavy. Maybe I could just start with the normal blend mode. Get the effect I like. Or maybe play around with these blend modes. Maybe you start with soft light. Using a soft light blend mode to make it look realistic. Or I could use a multiply blend mode at 53. Or I could use 2 to make it even more. We have 2 blend modes doing the same thing. This is a multiply, and this is at soft light. And they're at different opacities. Because I wanted to do the same thing again. Again, I don't want it at the bottom, so I could play around with the angle. Or I could just type it in. And that's too much right there, but hey, we're not done. We are not done. You can use like blend modes. Probably still too intense, but so there's many ways to get a good result in this digital world age we live in. And we're using Photoshop, and Photoshop is powerful, and there's a lot you can do. But just to summarize, I just want to summarize. So I use the gradient. And if I want, you could play around with the angle. Let's do something different. Let's do something on the side. Do I like it? Maybe I could lower the opacity. More intense and play around with the blend modes. And then I'm going to see if I can just duplicate this layer. And if I want to, suppose I just wanted to do something different. Just a matter of, clicking on this, the non-layer mask, and adjusting the angle, the clock, or just typing it in. Then it's just a matter of playing with the opacity. Well, thank you for watching this quick webinar on how I use the gradient fill. And this is Mike Pucciarelli, creator of Still Life Photography and Michael Pucciarelli YouTube channel. I have many videos on still life, Photoshop, the white plex table, the black plex table, light painting and equipment, of course, Adobe software. So I invite you to check out my YouTube channel and maybe like and subscribe. Thank you for listening to this webinar.